Life can change so fast. And I think it's important to ask yourself, are you happy? Are you where you should be? And like, where are you going? you know? Because where I was a year ago was very different than where I am today. Almost over 3 years ago, I moved to a uni town with the intention of building meaningful friendships, creating a life where I'm being free, I'm being active, I'm being social. And I accomplished that to a certain extent. I think the biggest heartbreak for me is that I spent those 3 years building friendships, and now those friendships, most of them, are gone. And I look back at that time of that time where I was being social and I was partying a lot, and I miss it. But I had to ask myself, what about it do I miss? Do I miss the people? Do I miss the feeling? Of course, there were moments of connection, but I think in general, especially in uni towns, I think that the goal is not really like almost every week looks the same. You go to the same parties, you see the same people. It was more about having fun, you know? It was more about escaping, I think. It was not about the connections that I was looking forward to. There were, of course, moments like, you can't generalize 3 years, but I think it was important for me to have that realization because I had to ask myself, like, where are these friends now? Did I make the right choice not continuing friendships with them? Because I got to a point where with a lot of my friends that I had established over these 3 years, where I realized that when they needed me, they were great friends. But when they didn't need me, their friendships or the way they treated me changed significantly. They were not so kind. They were not the people that I thought they were. And so their friendships was like, I'm going to treat you this certain way, and I need you to run after me. And I had to make a decision. Like, is that I spent all this time and these memories, and a part of me loves those people. And all for nothing. That's how it felt. I don't think that that's right, that it was all for nothing, but a part of me is like, damn it, like I have all these memories now, I have all these feelings, and I moved there to create that dream life, and now I'm back, and all of these people, a lot of them are still there, and they're where I was a year ago, and nothing's really changed for them, but a lot has changed for me. And it was realizing that I did make the right choice, because I realized that I don't miss partying in the way that I did before, because I don't want it to be escaping. I don't want it to be destructive. For me, partying is about connection. And if it's about connection, then I can't be around people where we're not really loving each other, respecting each other, and treating each other the way that both parties deserve to be treated. And so, no matter how much I miss those people and I feel sad about them not being in my life right now, um, I think that it was the right, that it had to be done. You know, a lot of me is like, wow, I thought these people would still be my friends and I would go visit them now and I would be sharing new memories with them. But that's not how it is. That's not the type of people they were. Um, and you can't be in friendships where you feel like you're giving, and it's like their friendship can change and they can put conditions on you. And you do have a choice to let that go, but in doing so, you will end up being alone sometimes. Like right now, it's hard because today I don't want to go out. I don't want to see all these people around my age partying with their friends. Instead, I spent the day at home cleaning my apartment. And after this video, I'm gonna study. But even though I'm not where I want to be, like I am right now in the middle parts in my life. I look at my past and I realize that that type of partying, that type of socializing is not what I want, because that was escaping. And I look towards my future and realize like partying for me is about connection. It's about sharing beautiful moments with people, beautiful people. I don't need to get drunk. I don't need to be, because, and I think that this is very important. And a lot of people in your 20s, you will get to a point where I don't regret that time of my life. I had a lot of fun. I get to be a bit feral, but that's not the high point of my life. And I want to keep living and experiencing and imparting per se. Like I still want to experience these fun moments. Like I don't think that should change the older you get. It's not like after your 20s, you get to your 30s, you get married, you have kids, and you just stop living. But, and here's the big but, I do think that the way that you party, the way that you socialize should change the older you get. Like you should prioritize connection. You should prioritize meaningful, beautiful moments and fun moments. And that doesn't have to be this destructive escapism that comes a lot from partying. Like I have a example that I always think of, or actually like a real experience. Like 2 years ago, I was backpacking in Europe, and I decided to spontaneously go to the Ultra Festival in Croatia. And I remember I went there alone, or I went there with some people from my hostel, but they were, I don't know what they were doing, but I was like, you know what, I want to go listen to the music. And so I decided to just go on my own. I went through the crowd. I went to the front of the crowd. And once I got there, and I was listening to these amazing DJs like Steve Aiko and Martin Garrix, and I remember feeling so alive. I wasn't drunk. I didn't have to have all these people around me to entertain me or anything like that. And the funny thing is, I didn't feel alone. I felt so connected because I think a lot of us, the people in the front, like we were enjoying the moment, something that was so much bigger of us, and we were sharing it. And I remember just being like, wow, I'm so grateful. Even if I don't know these people, we're all here, we're all young, we're all in the moment, listening to this, and we're feeling the same feeling. You know? Like the feeling of connection is so strong. Like I didn't have to talk to them, I didn't have to know them, but I felt it, and I felt alive, and I was like, this is what it feels to be alive. Like this is amazing. And those are the type of experiences that I want. But if you're surrounded by people who don't want your best, if you're surrounded by friendships that are more about making fun of other people or drink, like you're not gonna get to that point. And that's going to lead to you reaching a part of your life where you realize, I have a decision to make. maybe I need to sacrifice this destructive partying right now and really be intentional with my life so I can find those people, so I can work on myself to become that person. And that's where I am right now. And I'm glad that I had that realization. But there will be moments like today where I feel very sad and I feel like I miss that moment. I miss those people, and it sucks. And you will probably be in that moment as well, and you will look at them, and not to say that you're better than them or anything, but I think it's healthy to grow. I think it's healthy to create a life where the rest of you will enjoy, not just a life that 20-year-old you will enjoy. Because what I don't want for you and what I don't want for me is to end up 10 years from now and you're like, how did I get here? Who am I? And romanticizing your partying days in college. Like, that should not be the greatest time of your life. Like, people who peak in college, I honestly feel sorry for them, because life is so much bigger than that. Life is so much bigger than you. Imagine like being with your family and your husband and your kids, and then it's like you're romanticizing the time you were getting drunk with your friends. You can still feel that connection. You can still feel alive. And the problem is, like, don't become so involved in that destructive cycle, in that lifestyle where you will end up being somewhere you shouldn't be in the future. And unfortunately or fortunately, that's going to take sacrifices. That's going to take sometimes having quiet moments in life, having to cut off people that shouldn't be in your life, having to work on yourself, put time on yourself, because life is not, we can't do everything at the same time. And so I really want you to ask yourself this question that I asked myself is, well, two questions. If you are partying, what does partying mean to you and how does it look like? Is it escaping or is it creating connections? And if you're not partying but you're craving that life, also ask yourself, are you craving escaping your life or are you craving connection? Because escaping and partying, anyone can do that. Because you will look at your life and you'll be like, I don't like this, so I need to do that. That's the easy choice. But connection is the harder choice, because when you're partying to connect, you're still you. You can't like get drunk and forget about the life that you have. So if you're not truly happy, you're not gonna be able to be in the moment. You're not gonna enjoy that. And so a lot of people, they will choose the easy way out. They will choose the partying for destruction. But you will eventually crash. You won't be that 20-year-old getting drunk and doing that stuff forever. And also, I don't know, I want to be that person who does embarrassing stuff and things like that. You know, like as you grow up, do you want to be that person? Do you have to get obliterated to have fun? To not make good decisions for yourself? Is that what fun means to you? Making fun of other people, making fun of yourself, embarrassing others. I don't think that's, you need that in your life. But yeah, I don't want this video to be too long, so I think I'm going to round it up. But yeah, I hope this was helpful. It was just this realization that I had, and I wanted to share it with you guys because I do feel a bit sad right now because I'm at the middle part right now. I'm not where I want to be, but I also can look at the past and realize that, you know what, even though I missed that and I have beautiful memories from that, I made the right decision to change, to work on myself, to cut some friends that I'm not supposed to have in my life. And if you're where I am, I'm hoping this video can be like a reassurance to you that you did make the right choice. And also, I want to keep making videos on how do we get from, right now when we're in point B to point C. Because this is not where we're going to be forever. But if you are here right now with me, I want you to know that you're not alone, and it's okay to sometimes be in just solitude, and life takes sacrifices, and life takes time, and what's most important is like being intentional. So yeah, don't waste your 20s just escaping. Realize what you want and work for it, and don't take the easy way out, because eventually you won't be able to escape anymore. But yeah, that's all I have to say. I hope this video was helpful to you guys, and please let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I really want us to have a discussion, like what are your thoughts about this. And yeah, I will make a video soon in the future, but until then, take care.